Yo, this is gonna be so gotten. Like, yo, Vampire Rain, AQ Interactive. Who are you guys? Artoon, Cryware? This must be as good as Street Fighter 4 if they're using Cryware.
Movie night. I found Man Thing.
Nah, dude, we didn't have Vampire Rain. Look, the black guy with the Mossberg, Hank Harrison, AIB Nightwalker Mission Team Leader at 35.
Do you even know what AIB means?
No, but it has to be good. Claire Kelly, Dwayne Hanson, Colin New Dixon. Yo, Dixon's 80. He has to be a vampire. Look at that pale face, man.
I don't know, man.
All right, yo, we're getting sidetracked.
Right, we gotta start. We
gotta start this episode. So where's Katie?
She said she was busy.
But Eric, you know,
No, it's
two guys.
It's okay. 2 guys is good. More meat, the better.
Okay. Welcome back to Chocolate Lemon. This is episode 2. Now, you may be a little startled and surprised about what's going on because Katie's not here. Something happened.
I thought you scared me. I thought something really did happen.
Well, I mean, you told me that something happened, so.
No, I said she was busy.
Oh, well, then
she was busy.
Something must have came up, so it's gonna be me and Eric for the night, you know. Don't make this weird, all right? This month, we went to the Gears of War launch.
We did, and we have David Ultimizer Tyson, who was the first in line, decided to wait out there for about 8 days.
Great guy, a little freak.
You left me behind, though.
What had happened was, like, you know, I went out there with Nas at the camera crew, and we saw Ultimizer, and we were following him around. Like, we're like, okay, so Nas is gonna follow Ultimizer around, but then he was like, yo, Tall Chocolate Man, you want some press passes? I was like, okay. So we ended up going there. We had a good time. Well, no, I didn't have a good time.
Yeah, okay.
I did not have a good time because you were not there, Eric, and I felt like I was cheating. We have AE in the dojo. And Eric will be doing comics.
I will. Actually, I'll be doing a comic pull. This is a new thing we're going to be trying out. Top 5 comics for the month, or weekly, depending on whatever you pick up. And since this month is Comic-Con, we're going to be covering Comic-Con for the first time and bringing you some live footage in the next episode.
So this will work out to the people that come up to you on your Facebook and your Twitter and they ask, but Hispanic Dynamite, what do I read?
Well, that's the thing. I will drop the knowledge. And I don't have a Twitter just yet, but that will happen.
He does have a Twitter. He's lying to you.
Why? Stealth, augmentation, uncertainty. All those await those who wish to join Adam Jensen in his journey through Deus Ex Human Revolution. During Jensen's search for clues as to what sparked the incident that nearly cost him his life, players are expected to tackle a number of tasks that can be approached in a number of different ways. Throughout hours of storytelling, it'll become difficult to be pulled away even for a moment. Not even monotone moments, excessive deaths, or some annoyingly long load times will deter you from joining this revolution, whether you ask for it or not. Hey guys, this is Eric the intern from Chocolate Lemon, and as we said earlier, we're going to be doing a comic pull, kind of dropping general comic knowledge on those who don't usually pick up comics or follow them on a constant basis. As you know, video games have a drop of every Tuesday on a weekly basis, while comic books do the same thing. They come out every Wednesday, and the major publishers like DC, Marvel have their complete lineup of different comics and different stories and different things that are constantly going on in each universe. With that, I want to talk about DC's new 52. Now, DC has rebranded and re-imaged a lot of their original characters that, you know, they've had issues going for years now. And what they've done is they've started over with new storylines, as well as keeping some of the storylines, but just starting fresh, giving new readers and old readers a chance to pick up something and start with their favorite characters anew. Now, Marvel Comics have had their kind of storyline's a little iffy lately, but they've been working on 2 new things, which is Schism, which is the X-Men's main focus on storyline of splitting the team into 2 teams. So for many of you who end up playing a video game that they love the story and go into it further, and then there's a sequel to that, yet the sequel starts off in such a strange place that you have no idea what happened between the 2 games, What happens is a lot of times they do a side thing with comic books where they will tell the in-between story. This was the recent case with Batman, Arkham Asylum, and Arkham City. Aside from games continuing off in comic form to tie the two games together, comic books also spawn from games. The Resistance series, as well as Mass Effect and Gears of War have all produced video game comic books. So my recommendation, if you pick up any comic book, whether it be a week from now or a couple days from now, is a book called Irredeemable. It's by Boom Studios and written by Mark Waid. The story has been well received by everyone in the comic book industry as well as people outside, and it takes the story of Earth's mightiest hero and just what if one day he couldn't take no more and snapped. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm going to leave you with that. Go out and find it. I promise you won't be let down. As we mentioned earlier in the episode, Comic-Con is this month. This will be Chocolate Lemon's second attempt at Comic-Con. I thought it was our first, but they did one without me, just like the Gears. And we plan on going out there and doing some panels, some interviews with some of the artists, as well as hopefully get Felicia Day. Aside from that, we're going to be looking at cosplay and everything comic book related as it is Comic-Con. Look forward to it in the next episode where we're bringing you everything that we possibly can. That's all we have for my segment. So next time around, I want to touch on my favorite publishers and distributors. I also want to talk about what I touched on earlier today about how comic books and video games, although comic books have a great storyline, video games seem to just tear it apart. And maybe one day we can get a game worth playing. I mean, Maximum Carnage back in the SNES days, probably the best video game based game, but that's my opinion. Also, I want to talk about my pulls, my top publishers. Maybe we can get into a discussion on Facebook. So check out the Chocolate Lemon Facebook page and give me some ideas of comic books you like. Anyway, look forward to the New York Comic Con footage that will be coming up in the next episode. Stay tuned.
Catherine is the latest title from Atlas. It puts you in the life of Vincent Brooks, who is a 32-year-old software designer in love with two women of the same name. During the day, you manage Vincent's personal life, hanging out at the bar with friends, sending out text messages, and at night, you take on the tower, pushing and pulling blocks to try to find a way to the top. OGs will remember Q-Bert and Intelligent Cube. The multiplayer of the game is designed to push you to the limits and test your friendships. While the story mode is not that long, it's designed for multiple run-throughs. Catherine may not be your type, but she's worth one take-home. So, we're gonna get into Gears. How did you like Gears?
I honestly only played the first two Gears.
Really?
Played it for the story. I wasn't really as keen into the multiplayer because I suck.
Well, I mean, you're pretty free, but it's okay.
Not really, but okay.
You know what? We can first to 5 later on. We can find out.
All right.
I'm a big fighting game player, so shooters aren't really my forte. But I kind of got into Gears because there was a little bit of the fighting genre in it, like close quarters battles, shotgunning, hitting. My favorite thing is the chainsaw come scrub.
Yeah, because you can run up and just one-hit kill somebody.
Yeah, problem. But this Gears looks a lot better. Definitely looks a lot better. The multiplayer, which we got to play at the event, I mean, that I watched people play because I would never play anything without you.
Sure.
Seemed a little bit solid, that's what she said. And it looked like an improvement of the other two. Okay. The food wasn't that bad. I couldn't really eat most of it because, you know, I'm a vegetarian.
What food are you talking about? You lost me.
Oh, well, no, there was no food or drink at the Gears of War event, so it was just gamer grub. Don't worry about it, man.
Okay.
Don't worry about it, you didn't miss anything. Like, Nas was miserable, I was miserable. It was not a good time. No fun was had by anyone there. It's not like they had like Big Sean. Like, I didn't even know who Big Sean was.
Neither do I.
Well, I mean, I didn't know, and he performed, so I was like, I don't know what's going on. So, you didn't miss anything, Eric. You didn't miss anything.
What's up, guys? This is Eric Rodriguez from Chocolate Lemon, and this is David the Ultimizer Tyson. We're talking to David today because he was the first in line for the Gears of War 3 launch party that led to the midnight release of the game on Tuesday. 8 days out in the wilderness of Times Square, New York City. David, sir, tell us about it. I know we ran into each other about third day into the week.
Oh yeah, it was 8 grueling days. Actually, it wasn't half bad. All it takes is patience and, you know, just you have to pre-plan everything, because if you don't have to come in with a plan, your mind's gonna blow up.
How many people play Gears of War on Xbox Live?
Now, I know some people already interviewed you, asked you about the basics. How was it out there? What'd you bring with you? What I want to know is what was going through your mind when you were talking to people, when you were first throwing the salt at them, because they were looking at you. They knew that you were in the front. You were sitting there waving it back and forth. How'd you feel? What was going through your head?
Well, I felt ecstatic, you know, being the first, knowing that I was going to be first, and I felt ecstatic the whole way until I got the first game in my hand. But for the people, what they have to say is, for the people who didn't know that I was first in line, they're gonna perceive you as homeless. So all I got was dirty looks, mean mugging looks, and it wasn't nice. But you know, I can cope with it. You know, you're gonna learn how to cope with that. You know, just the first few days. But the first day was just straight ugly.
Now I know some people did come up to you thinking you were homeless, offering you money. You didn't take any, did you?
No, yeah, there was one guy who was like, how much do you want? I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, I think you're homeless. I was like, no, I'm not homeless. Just, you know, put your wallet away, just walk away. That actually kind of ticked me off, but you can't let, you know, stuff like that get to you.
No. All my Queens people, where my Queens people at? My Queens people at? Where my Bumblecott Brooklyn people are there? Any Upper East Side? Any rich people? Hey, white lady, how are ya? Hey. It's my friend Joan. How are you, Joan? How are you?
All right, so other than that, we actually had the launch. So what happened at the launch? I didn't get to go because Fire kind of left me at home on a Tuesday night. I was crying myself to sleep. What was the launch like? How was that?
The launch was very, very nice. Once you go inside, you're gonna feel like a cool atmosphere, and you know, you get to play the game right before it comes out. You get to meet the developers. You meet a whole bunch of people, you know, just want to play the game. And it's cool. You got to play horde mode. You got to play versus. You know, the line. You know, waiting in line, no one wants to do that. But once you got inside, you know, it was smooth sailing. It was very nice, and you just forgot about the line after that.
And that's what Gears of War is. Violence on top of violence, on top of more violence. And I just look forward to just destroying scrubs online. And you're gonna catch me at local battles today, scrubbing Ultimizer, of course.
And I just got to meet a whole lot of people. A lot of people came up to me and wanted pictures and interviews, and it was nice. And you know, getting the first game, I was so hyped and I was screaming at the top of my lungs. And actually that night, my throat, it was bad. You know, it was bad after the night, and it took a long time to recover.
So we in this bitch partying. If y'all getting f***ed up tonight, if we having a good time, if you getting your gaming on, then say hell yeah. Say hell f yeah.
Well, do you have any ideas about further what's going to happen after this? I mean, some people saying you had your 15 minutes of fame. Some people say that, you know, that guy's crazy. That's all he was there for. I mean, do you have any plans further past Gears of War 3 launch?
Oh yeah. Right now, I'm stepping up my game in Gears of War 3. Hopefully, I'm going to be in MLG Pro Circuit for it. I'm currently looking for a team. You know, currently looking for teammates. So right now, me, Chris G from Local Battles, we're gonna have a stream show coming up, and all we're gonna do is review, you know, brand new games that night it comes out, and we're just gonna put our thoughts into it, and we're gonna be playing it on stream for everybody to look, just straight raw. And yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to the future, and just getting better at these games and trying to be the best all-around gamer.
You guys are gonna love it. It is just delicious. It is f***ing unbelievable.
All right, David, well, thanks for that. I know I've got my plans on what I'm going to do if I ever go out to the wilderness of Times Square to wait for a game launch. But now we're going to go to the dojo to play us some AE.
Okay!
Welcome to the 8-Bit Dojo. Tonight's game is Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. So how do you feel about this game, Eric?
I'm actually loving the game a lot, but I don't really know much about it. I know that you went to EVO, a championship tournament for fighting games, but can you give me a little bit more knowledge on that?
Well, EVO is held in Vegas, and it's the largest fighting game tournament in the world. There's one in Japan called SBO, but we won't get into that. This year's Evo, I did pretty okay. There was about maybe 1,700 people. I placed in the top 200.
That's pretty good.
Which isn't too bad, but I did get blown up in the pools. A lot of it boiled down to fundamentals, some of which I'll be showing today. Just like with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, there are the traditional ways on the regular controller or the arcade stick to play Street Fighter. But for those who want neither, there's this little guy.
Wow, what's that?
Well, this is the fight pad. It combines the arcade stick face buttons with the D-pad of a regular controller. See, the thing about this controller is that the Xbox or the PlayStation D-pad is terrible, so they gave you a raised D-pad with diagonal so you can get those hard to reach places.
Awesome. Let's try it out.
When playing on the fight pad, these are the buttons. Jab, strong, fierce, short, forward, roundhouse. 3 punches and 3 kicks.
When playing Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition on a controller, the button scheme is as follows. Light punch, medium punch, heavy punch, light kick, medium kick, heavy kick, all 3 punches and all 3 kicks.
This is the arcade style layout. Jab, strong, fierce, short, forward, roundhouse. 3 punches and 3 kicks. We're gonna head to training mode. I'll show you some of the basics of this game. Oh look, I'm signed in as Jay Velez. That's so nice.
Jay would love this as much as he hates the damn game.
All right, so I've been playing a lot of Cammy at this time. She's my current main in this game.
She's your only main.
Yes, that is very true. I think you've been playing a lot of Sea Viper?
Yes, I have.
All right, so what color, does it matter?
White's good.
All right, the alternate white and this time. All right, so we go to training mode. This Street Fighter is closer to Super Street Fighter 2. Everyone says that. It tried to bring in elements of third strike with parrying by adding the focus system.
Got it.
All right, there are 6 buttons in the game. Light, medium, heavy, light kick, medium kick, heavy kick. When you go into training mode, you can see them color coded. Light being blue, yellow being medium, and red is always heavy.
Yeah.
So you have a bunch of different attacks available to you at any time by pressing any one of those buttons. When you get close, a button changes. Like this is medium punch when it's far, this is medium punch when it's close. I'm not gonna go through all the normals because you can discover that on your own. Another basic thing about Street Fighter that you need to know is blocking.
Oh.
Blocking is done by holding back and away from the opponent. Unlike Mortal Kombat where you have to press a button, you have to actually hold back to block.
So it's almost like Marvel in a sense.
Yeah, it's exactly like Marvel, except it's a little bit easier to block in this game because there's not a million things coming at you. Here's the rule of thumb for blocking. When you're crouching, you can only block low attacks. When you're standing, you can only block high attacks and jumping attacks. If you're blocking low, you get hit with jumps or overheads. I don't have any overheads, but Viper has one. It's forward and medium punch. There you go. See, that breaks blocks. High blocks get beat by lows. There's dashing, which is done by double tapping forward or back. There's jumping, which is just pressing up. There are some characters who have a super jump. When you hit down up really fast, they jump higher than most characters in the game. There are throws, which are done by both lights. If you know somebody's about to throw, you can press throw and then break the throw. He got the throw off. I got the throw off.
Oh, let's break it.
There you go, broken throw. There's something called focusing, which is new for Street Fighter 4. There was parries in third strike, but focusing is a defensive tool or an offensive tool depending on how you play.
And how's it work?
It allows you to absorb one attack and then dish it out. There's 3 levels of focus, level 1, level 2, and level 3. The differences between level 1 and level 2 is that level 2 causes a crumple effect.
Okay.
The differences between 2 and 3 is that level 3 is unblockable, and you automatically let it go. The best way to use that is for setups or dashing, but that's all advanced techniques for those who don't know. Focuses can be beat by a move that breaks glass or breaks armor. Everyone has different moves that do that. Cammy's is the quick knuckle, that move right there. If they focus and I know they're focusing, and I hit, it breaks the glass. Or any move that hits twice. When you see a focus, it only absorbs 1 hit. Understanding the basics of Street Fighter will help you get the advanced stuff down because then you'll know when to throw, when to focus, and when to taunt. Aw, yeah. Those were the basics of AE, and that's the show.
That was the show. We want to thank the Ultimizer for coming out, spending time with us with Chocolate Lemon.
Well, thanks for having me here. Shout outs to 8-Bit, Chocolate Lemon, Local Battles, Epic Games, and everybody else who supported me.
What about the haters?
They can be introduced to Mr. Morton's.
Ooh. And we'd like to thank you, the viewer. Arigato. Soshite. Arigato! Welcome to the 8-Bit Dojo, where tonight's game is Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. That's awesome, right? It's fantastic. 32-year-old Vincent Brooks, I just f***ed that one up. He's 32 years old. Salt dance. There you go. Ugh, I'm so free. I'm Buff Daddy. Buff is the stuff. Buff.
Chicken Lemon Gamer. CL Gamer, Pete.
You're mad, eh?
I was like, how do you not know it?
And I would like to thank you guys for watching. And I'm gonna go because I wanted to make fun of you, Ultimizer. Ugh, I'm so free.
I did. Well, that's great. No. Wow. Following all, not even monotone, or not even monotone moment. Hit Steve. Steve. I meant it to hit Steve. Shang Tsung, you cannot take the soul from me.
Some of the, and then the phone rings, so it's okay.
Catherine.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. On arcade stick or on fight pad. But for those who don't want either, there's this little guy.
Isn't that the fight pad?
Shut the f up, Eric. Just shut the f up, all right? Ugh, I'm so free.
Stop. Stop.
Shout out to 8-Bit Dojo and Chocolate Lemon.
And thank you guys for watching, because I just cut off Ultimizer because he's a dickhead. Yeah, you do sext. You do sext. I'm waiting for that segue to set you up so I can revoke your internship.
God.